What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we are joined with none other than Fastidious here. Thank you so much, Fast, for hopping on the channel. We're going to be talking about the starting accounts. When you start your account, what champion do you want to start with? Basically, if you had to pluck a champion from the index and throw it into an account, we're going to go through 3 void champions and then 3 non-void champions. We're going to leave out mythicals for this comparison here just because mythicals, they don't exist. They don't exist on this channel, right, guys? But I'm going to go over the voids. Fast here is going to bring us in with some of the non-voids, and we're going to have a little discussion about basically what best champions we want to start with on a brand new account. So anyways, this is Fastidious. Make sure you guys check out his channel. He's going to be a link in the description and the pinned comments. We also have a collab over there at his channel as well. So make sure you guys drop on by, show him some love. He's a little bit of a newer content creator, but he's not new to the raid scene. So welcome, Fast. How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going well. I think this is going to be a fun topic. Basically, if we got our pick of the litter, starting a new account, what legendary would be the most OP to really just carry us to the promised land? So I think we got some good picks.
All right, awesome. Yeah, it's kind of hard, right? Because there's so many champions in this game, and there's a lot of arguments that can be made, right? So, some maybe not no-brainers for you guys watching, but we got some good picks here, and I think we can kind of justify why we are going for them. So I'm going to start off here. Like I said, I'm going to do 3 voids. Fast is going to bring us in with 3 non-voids. So I'm going to start us here with the index. We're going to go into the first banner, and first banner lord here, I'm going to go with Marichka. Marichka is an incredible carry. Basically for all areas of this game, clan boss, Hydra, she is underrated in a lot of those boss areas, but she obviously has crazy exploits in the arena. She's insane by herself, obviously even more crazier with her boyfriend Taras or dad, I'm not too sure, but anyway, she comes in with incredible base stats, 110 base speed, which is the same as Arbiter, same as Lysandra, very good. Also brings 24 speed in all battles. This is more useful than Arbiter's 30% in arena only, so 24 in all areas. Very good. A1, one of the best A1s in the game, where she brings in an ally to attack. It is a random ally, so we don't really know. It's not as good as some other A1s, but still very good. Incredible with Taras here, where you bring in Taras, and he's an absolute menace with this A1. The A2 here fully restores allies max HP, which is actually a pretty big deal sometimes. Then heals them by 40% of this champion's max HP. That's massive. Like, if you are looking for healers, there's not many that are better than this. On a 3-turn cooldown, team-wide 40% max HP heal, and then also places a massive shield and a protected strengthen. The shield is 20% of this champion's max HP. It's just massive. And then lots of books going into boosting the heal and shield there on the A2. Huge carry support. And then on the A3, it has a full team cleanse on a 4-turn cooldown with the turn meter boost. Additional boost for debuffs getting removed. Her best part of her kit, obviously, is this passive where she can basically revive your whole team if she dies. Huge turn meter boost here with a 75% starting turn meter, and then she has an active effect here that basically shuts down like bombs, poisons, and HP burns. Just massive carry champion. I think for a brand new account, she's just a league of her own in a lot of regards. So what do you think, Fast?
Yeah, Marichka she's what a void legendary should be. Just such the pinnacle of power and a very well-designed kit. The base stats are crazy too, so she's super fast. She's going to get to use these skills all the time. Like you said with that A3, that big cleanse, you get turn meter fills off the cleanse, and then on top of that, if everyone has at least 1 debuff for PvE content, she gets an extra turn. And then for PvP, if at least everyone has 1 and one person has 2, you're good to go extra turn. So this just cycles so fast. These shields are huge, and like you talked about, that heal 40%. I mean, I don't know, what do you would know this so much better than me. In like the later in endgame, how much HP are people putting on her? Like, how enormous are these heals? Like,
I would say minimum 100. We're probably talking 120, 130k HP, like Marichka. Yeah. So you're getting a 40% of that. You're getting like 40k heals. Like, you're basically from full healing, like most champions, right? So
I know people in raid, when it comes to books, they're like, just the cooldown, right? That's all we care about. No one cares about plus damage or plus shield or plus heal, but plus 20% off of 40. So it's a 48% heal when she's skilled up. And obviously Marisha is going to be skilled up. So like a lot of, especially your DPS, are just going to go straight to full health.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And that's like not even, that's like the seventh best thing in her kit, right?
Yeah.
I just think the whole thing's wild.
Yeah, she's
And
a
I
great
like the
champion.
guarantee to bring Taurus, obviously, as well, if you're somehow lucky enough to have the duo.
All right. So what do you got for the first non-void on your list?
I think as a natural transition, I want to go to a big shielder who's also a lady. Let's go to the barbarians. And I've got Valkyrie.
Oh,
So this is
Valkyrie.
something I know a bit about. On my first account I ever started, my first account ever was pay to win that I played for a little bit, and then I went free to play for years. Now I'm back and I'm a little bit of pay to win again. But on that first account, Valkyrie was like my third legendary I ever pulled. So not to start, but pretty close to the start, like 2 months in or something. And I don't think I need to tell your viewers how good she is, but maybe to help people imagine how good a carry she would be. Obviously, the A2 AoE counterattack you can only get from 4 spots. Only 3 people do it full AoE. One of those 3 is Allah's, so like
Yeah,
good luck,
mythical.
right? He doesn't exist on this channel. And then I love Martyr. When I actually started playing, a lot of people were rating her number 1 in the game, but I think Valkyrie's another level. The passive is so good, which we'll talk about in a second. But these shields, 3 turns. So you get lasting gifts. A lot of times these are lasting 4 turns. It's a 3-turn cooldown. You're going to build her fast enough. She gets the turn meter boost as well from her passive Jealousy. So you can cycle this. It should be pretty close to 100% uptime on every single shield. At the very least, 100% uptime when you're actually, the enemies get a chance to come back around and hit you. So they're never taking damage. They're always counterattacking. It's just amazing. The counterattack lasting 2 turns, but she's cycle fast enough. And then the cool thing is, I think it's slightly less common than it used to be, but the shield's scaling off of her defense when she has this monster defense pool.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't say what percentage it is, but her shields always blow my mind. When I face her in arena, when I used to have her, when I see her in PvE content on the waves and those later parts of Faction Wars, the shields are huge.
Yeah.
So I just think that A2 is the best carry. You've got the cool A1 as well to decrease the little turn meter if they got buffs. And then obviously that passive keeps her going and going and going and going. So I just think she's amazing against bosses, amazing against waves, can be used in PvP if you need her.
Yeah.
Just she would shoot you to the top if you
Yeah.
if you pulled her on day 2 or something.
Yeah, for sure. Like Valkyrie is one of those champions that really helped me a lot for like just clan boss. I love making the 1-to-1 Valkyrie team before, and I was trying to 1 key the Ultra Nightmare with Valkyrie teams. She's just so fun, and not relying on like unkillable and stuff was really fun too. I think Freya's counterattack was Freya's big shield is similar to Valkyrie, but Valkyrie brings the counterattack. The thing with Freya that makes her shield really big is that she places increased defense on herself, which makes the shield like bigger, obviously. So if you have increased defense on Valkyrie, Valkyrie has massive base defense, like 1600 here. Yeah, it's better than like mythical defense based champions. She's insane. She's absolutely insane, and she can carry you through basically like all sorts of content. Slowly, because of the counterattacks, sometimes they're slow, but surely. And passive, great passive.
She'll get it done.
Yeah, she'll get it done. And the passive here, very, very strong. A little bit, not so much meta anymore ever since Stone Skin, because Stone Skin, I believe the turn meter cannot be pushed back. But still very, very relevant for like waves and stuff. And obviously, we've all faced those level 21 Faction War Valkyrie waves, and we get absolutely pwned. Yeah, she is no joke, definitely. All right, nice first pick here. For me, I'm going to stick with the Barbarians.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, let's see. We're going to go on to the Void. So my first Void Barbarian would be Odin. So Odin here, actually, I thought about this a little bit, and he is an actual insane champion. In terms of a total package champion, this guy has basically everything. He hits like a truck. He has AoE, an insane AoE ability, and then he has an insane passive that can just carry your entire team. So let's quickly go over this here. He has an A1 that does this Berserk debuff. The way you kind of use this is you use this on their support champions. So their champions will now be Berserked, and then they get increased damage, but they also take increased damage. So putting this on their support champion basically weakens them significantly. And yeah, it's just going to be make it easier for your team to take down those supports. His A2 here on a 3-turn cooldown strips everybody, places decreased defense, which is super important, especially in the early game, and then stuns them. So now you can full clear the waves. You can crawl through dungeons, crawl through Doom Tower, any wave-based content. He's going to get you through it. And then lastly, his big smack here with the A3. It's a support skill, but it's kind of like just straight up damage. He can bring back an ally if he kills somebody. It hits like a truck against supports. Just a great champion. He's very stat heavy, obviously being a support and a damage dealer. And his passive here, just insane, right? He's got the block damage every 9 turns. This is 9 turns spread around, spread between your turn and the enemy's turn. So it comes back pretty quickly. And then the biggest speed aura in Arena, albeit it is Void, but it is the biggest one. Great overall base stats. Not too crazy, not crazy HP or anything like that, but it's a pretty decent spread. 105 base speed for Odin. I think he's a step up on somebody like Armanz. Armanz was kind of like my pick as well for the CC champion, but I think Odin brings not only CC, but he also brings damage and reviving ability as well. So that would be my pick for my second Void pick anyways. What do you think?
I think it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that they classify Odin as a support, because the couple times I've gone up against him, he does crazy damage, as you talked about. I really like the kit. Like you said, I think it all works. It's all very good, very high level and special. But that passive is like, I actually remember the first couple times I saw him, because he came when I wasn't playing. That's when you guys had the Asgard event and everything. I didn't understand what was happening. Like it's just so confusing. All of a sudden, there's just like everyone's getting block damage and getting all these buffs. But yeah, pretty remarkable. And I like the A3 that yeah, you can build them as a support, because in the end, this is a huge kind of single target nuke, and it's scaling off of whatever the most helpful thing to scale off of on the target is. So you can you don't have to rely on your own stats for that. Just a nutty character. Yeah, there's a reason he was that big prize, right?
Yeah, that's nutty. Actually, one of my biggest regrets was not going all in for the champion chase for Odin. I probably had a shot at winning him.
Did you have a shot? Yeah.
No, I actually just sat. I sat back, and then the winner got him relatively cheap. I think 17,000 or something. Well, the top prize was 10, like for the rewards on the side, but 17 for Odin, I think, is a really good deal. And I think at the time I calculated how much I had, and I was like, oh, I have like 35 or something. I probably should have just went all in and just scooped him up, because he is an insane champion. I sorely miss him for PvP live arena. He's just an insane champion. So. Anyways,
yeah, I'd say the one knock against him here for like starting a new account pick, which isn't really a knock, is this Void aura is insane, but would be hard to take advantage of on a new account where you don't have a lot of Void champions. But the rest is so good and would carry you far enough. By the time you're caring about Arena, you probably picked up enough good ones. You know, him and your Arbiter, 2 others, you'll cook.
Yeah. Very good, very strong champion. So, anyways, let's go on to your number 2 pick for non-Voids. What you got for us?
I think I want to save my no-braineriest for last. So let's go to the Knights Revenant.
Nice Rev.
This is a really fun champ that I was doing a takeover the other day and had the privilege of using myself for the first time, because I never pulled this guy. Let's go to Theodore.
Very nice.
Theodore the Savant. Yeah, I think it's not news to anyone that this guy's amazing. He's like the best activator in the game for poisons and burns, but there's just a ton of stuff going on here. And because he also, if you look on the side, has really nice base stats, and then he's going to have this great resistance synergy as well with the passive, I just think he'd be a crazy, very hard to kill tank, very easy to build since you don't have to lean into other stats, and obviously just devastating damage over time effects and activation. So obviously the A1 I think would be a crazy carry early, because it's hard to get AoE decreased speed. This goes to 50% on the A1, so spam this even before you get skill ups into him. You'll make such good use out of that. Then the A3, obviously, you're putting out the poison sensitivity, double poison, and an increased speed on everyone. So you're kind of just checking a million boxes. And then finally the A3, you're going to increase the duration of poison and HP burn, which I want to talk about the HP burn in a second, why I think this is an extra good pick. You're increasing the duration, and then afterwards you do the activation. So it's just a free insta burst of everything. And then finally you're placing the weaken if somehow they're not on one of those things. The passive I mentioned, when he is getting the poison debuffs on the enemy team or anyone, is that frankly his resistance goes up. So you could build this guy pretty fast, pretty tanky, with a lot of resist that just could carry you through everything. He could handle the DPS, so you could bring extra support alongside him. I think it'd be awesome. And then he does have this accuracy all battles, which will help people, very early, right? It's hard to get accuracy early. But a really cool thing, on top of just him being crazy and, super endgame guy, but I think in the early game, for this thought experiment, for this exercise that makes him nuts, a lot of people are picking Supreme Gallic as their first character, right? From the Wukong code, Alice code Gallic, that's a ton of AoE HP burn. And between those two guys, you could just build your whole team tanky and unkillable, this wall, just lean into, he can provide the accuracy at the very beginning of your account. Later on, you'll have the stats to do it. He's putting out the poisons, Gallic's putting out the HP burns, and he's blowing everything up. I don't see how you wouldn't tear through every piece of early game content in this game in minutes. I think it'd be a real cheat code, that duo.
Yeah, I agree. Like with Theodore, he's going to be really good for Dragon. So your starting Dragon team, he's going to be really good. He's going to carry you through Spider with the HP burn detonation, as well with Gaelic and Ice Golem. He's going to do really well. I mean, this guy's a literal god in like the normal dungeon, so he's going to carry you for the vast early game, and then he's going to scale well into like hard dragon solos and stuff like that. Even for Hydra, he can be pretty good with the AOE decreased speed. Also brings a little bit of damage as well and increased speed for your team. So he does have just a great carry to get you out of the early, mid, and into the late game quickly, especially paired with the Gaelic. That's a great point there as well. And then you mentioned the accuracy in all battles, just an awesome aura, just especially for beginning to make gearing a little bit easier. Base stats are also very good, as you mentioned. Yeah, that's a really good pick. I wouldn't have thought Theodore because personally I do have Theodore myself, and he was so good for me. But when they opened the hard dungeons, they shut him out of Ice Golem. So they changed Ice Golem from being hurt by poisons to being hurt by HP burns. So he fell off a little bit for that, but he was still a god for like hard dragon. So dragon was still susceptible to poison damage. So he was still very good there. And also for clan boss too, he'd probably be pretty good in the beginning as well, just for some extra.
Yeah, totally. You could definitely leave Kale at home, you know.
For sure.
I think essentially like at the beginning, PvE he gives you such a big burst, and then later on he becomes more specific. But the places he's specifically really good, he's still going to be like, really shine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
100%.
yeah, I think it'd be pretty nice to pick him up on a brand spanking new account.
All right, sounds good. Okay, well, I'm gonna go to my no-brainer pick here, and I think a lot of people would agree. Maybe some of the new school players, maybe some of the new players that are getting mythical champions are not so impressed with this champion because he's an oldie, but he's a goodie. I'm going to go to the Lizardman, and I'm going to say Krisk, the Ageless. This guy is an insane champion. He's an insane carry, basically, in any part of the game. He's not going to be the best in some areas, especially for arena nowadays, but for PvE, this guy brings so much debuffs, so much buffs, relevant. He makes building teams much easier for Hydra. He can carry Chimera teams. These are end game areas. Of course, for your beginning clan boss, he does everything for you. Dungeon waves, he does everything for you. So he has great base stats. A bit slow, that's a bit of a complaint there, but very, very strong defense. He brings an A1 AoE, decreased speed, similar to Theodore's, exact same. He got the 50% to land the big decreased speed. We know how insane that is. Very good for dungeons or hydras. We have the A2 here, AoE again. Ally protection with the continuous heal. And it has the buff extension as well. This is an insane ability for any kind of boss content, namely, especially in the beginning for clan boss. Extending your increased defense, extending all the like strengthens, extending your plus attacks. Very, very, very strong. And then, of course, you got the ally protection, which is really good for clan boss. His A3, you got an AoE provoke on a 3-turn cooldown. You also bring increased defense, increased speed as well. This ability is just absolutely insane. And his passive, you get a free shield out of him. And you also get decreased defense and decreased attack when he gets hit. He's just an insane support carry. Maybe outclassed slightly by some of the newer toys nowadays. But he's an oldie but a goodie. And I think for a brand new account, he just does everything. So.
Yeah, Chris, like 6 years ago, like beginning mid 2019, came out and set the bar for Void Legendaries, and I feel like he's still like that cream of the crop quality, just super, super good. The passive, I think, is like, especially for this exercise, probably the most exciting, as good as the rest of the kit is, because like you got this built-in God mode shield set, right? Yep. You're just getting this to start scaling off of his HP, and it's half of it. It's nuts. Yep. And then like the two simplest and best AoE debuffs you want to get out are decreased defense, decreased attack, and because he's putting out the provoke already with the A3, he's going to get hit even extra. Any AoE skill from enemy is going to be hitting him constantly, as you would imagine. So you're just getting this out all the time, really debilitating the other team. So as you're progressing, it's amazing. Later on, it's amazing. And then, like especially later on, like decreased speed, the same as Tio, like on that first one. It's just, this whole kit works super well. Mm-hmm. He was really in a league of his own for a long time. And now obviously we've got a lot of good options for this quality. But no, I think for a carry, what could be better, especially with Clan Boss being the most important thing on a new account, and it doesn't get easier than this, I don't think.
I agree. I agree. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, I think he's shown time and time again that he's one of the best in terms of just building a team around, to be honest. So no doubt in the early game, a beginner player would definitely benefit from him on his starter team. So anyways, let's bring us home with the third non-void legendary. What do you got for us? No brainer.
Yeah, so we can go to the dwarves. I think a lot of people probably could see this one coming. It's kind of funny, unintentionally. You picked three voids, which was the what we decided to do, and I'd pick three non-voids. But I actually picked three spirit heroes. So we'll go to Newt. All three of my guys ended up being spirit. I think Newt. I mean, I think this is such a no-brainer. I guess like honorable mention, you kind of said it. Armands, especially if you just want to like get to gold 5 in a week or what. The second you have any acceptable gear, and then locking out every wave. But we went Newt here. It's nuts. I mean, the kid is completely nuts. It's kind of crazy to think this guy was free. Same thing with Armands. I can't believe these guys were fusions while I was away from the game. But we can just go through it. The A1, it's just perfect for Fire Knight. You know, it's amazing to start, and then it's amazing for hard Fire Knight. So just great. He is defense based, so on top of everything, you can naturally put some more tankiness into him, or just who cares, because the big damage is going to come from that A3, scaling off the enemy max HP. And the really cool thing, it scales really well off the enemy max HP, and it's a triple hitter. So you're getting those 3 unique instances of the damage. He heals himself up, so there's just so much natural tankiness there. Let's not forget about the A2. You know, so much of Newt is going to come down to how good that A3 is. But with the A2, AoE decrease attack and big version weaken on a 3-turn cooldown is so nuts. Getting that with a counter attack, and then he's got that amazing A1, you know, I said Fire Knight, but for so much content. And then fitting in that passive where he's getting full damage from that counter attack he's putting on himself. It's all so good. So when when you're settling for like the not good stuff, the A1 and the A2 and the passive, he's already like an excellent champion. And then the A3 is just completely game breaking. So he's just going to, easy mode cheat code all the bosses for you. I think that's kind of enough said.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? Newt here is actually really good for clan boss too. He's actually really good for clan boss. Yeah, decreased attack with the weaken as well, and then obviously the big slams here. He brings a little bit of pretty big actually accuracy aura for dungeons, especially in the beginning, could be very useful. Yeah, he's defense based. He's hard to kill. He heals himself. This A1 is kind of busted. I mean, even for wave control, it can be pretty good. Like for Fire Knight, it's super busted. For Dark Fate, it's super busted. But yeah, this guy is a great choice. And yeah, as a brand new account with this guy, I don't know how far can you take an account with this guy if you had him, right away. That would be pretty wild to see. Anyways, well, these are our top 3 picks, voids and non-voids from me and Fast here. What do you guys think about these choices? I think some of them are no-brainers, but some of them maybe are worth considering some other options. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think we should have subbed out for somebody else and what your reasons are. We really want to hear it. We wanted to pick some champions that had a little bit of diversity as well. So keep that in mind as well. Anyways, guys, this is Fast. You got any last words here we want to say to the viewers?
Yeah, no, definitely argue with us in the comments. We could only pick 3 each, so I'm sure you guys were screaming at the screen your favorites that we left off. So let us know. And thank you, Boozer. This is always a lot of fun. We got the video on my channel as well. People can check out, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, so make sure you guys check out our collab over at Fast's channel. I will have Fast's channel and the collab video in the link in the description and the pinned comment below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate your time as always. And until next time, we'll see you guys in the next one.